Welcome in and welcome back to another Thursday Thoughts with Tiff. I have filmed a couple of these Thursday Thoughts with Tiff. I haven't even started editing them yet, and this idea was born out of just wanting to give YouTube more data to work with for our channel, and with YouTube, more data means more content. And originally, I was going to talk about social media and center these talks around that, being on social media, the triumphs, the tragedies, the highs, the lows, the celebrations, the letdowns, anything and everything in between. But just like everything else in my life, that has evolved or expanded, I guess is a better word, into why not just talk about your thoughts? Sure, we'll talk about social media sometimes, but other times we can just talk about the good, the bad, the ugly thoughts. Maybe it would just be a mental health check-in kind of talk. Whatever the case may be. So today I'm just going to kind of do a mental health check-in. On this channel, we just film our lives and bring you along for that. We've always remained very transparent, very honest, sometimes probably a little too honest. I like that. I embrace that. I look for that in other channels because I think authenticity is very important. And I think that that's what people want these days. They don't want to see someone with a fake personality. They don't want to see someone with a fake life. They want to see real people doing real things and having real interactions. Some of you may know, but some of you may not know, that my son recently died. Pretty recent. Happened on July 23rd. And I did do a video on what happened because I felt like it was important to do. I didn't really think I owed that to anyone, and I wasn't looking for any type of sympathy from anyone, but I thought it was important because we've always been very honest with you on this channel, and for 2 years we were uploading 2 videos per week. For more than 2 years actually, we were uploading 2 videos per week, and then all of a sudden we disappeared for 3 weeks. So I wanted to explain that and also just be transparent because when something like this happens, it changes you as a person. Now I still have the same personality. I'm still weird, goofy Tiffany, but me as a person, I'm changed. And fair warning, I'll probably get emotional in this video. I'm doing okay. We are both doing okay. There are good days and there are bad days. Grief is something that you do not understand until you have been through it. And it is not something that you get over. It is something that you go through. It is something that will never go away. Grief is very hard to explain to someone who hasn't been through it. And it just seems like it's part of this terrible club that you don't ever want to be a part of. But at some point in your life, if you live long enough, you will inevitably have to go through grief like this that is very unexpected, that is very sudden. It's the worst thing that I have ever experienced. I read something the other day that described grief in a way that is better than I could ever try to explain it. And it said that grief is having so much emotion, like really, really big emotion, like every single fiber in your being is emotion, and feeling so empty all at the same time. And that's how it feels. In that video where I explained what happened, I said that I knew that there were going to be brighter days. I knew that there was going to be a day that I woke up and I did not cry the whole day. And I had one of those last week. I don't even remember what we were doing, but we had a day that we had a lot of things planned. We were really busy. We had a lot of errands to run. So we got up, we went about our day, we did the things that we needed to do. And at the end of the night, when we were settling down to just relax for the evening, I looked at myself in the bathroom mirror and said, oh my God, you didn't cry today. All day. You went a whole day without tears. That's only happened one day. All the other days I have cried at some point during the day. Also in that video, I mentioned that I kind of wanted to rebrand our channel. And to be completely honest, we've been on YouTube for 5 years. It's been more than 5 years now. It'll be 6 years in November. And I couldn't even tell you what our brand was to begin with. When I first set up our YouTube channel, I would always end the videos with "on to the next adventure." And I'm changing our motto to just creating a life we love. We started doing that when we made the decision to move from North Carolina to Florida. That was a huge decision for us. It was a huge decision to pack up everything that we owned and sell the house that we had built by the coast of North Carolina that we thought that we were going to live in for many, many years and move to a different state and basically start our lives over. We have continuously been doing that for the 6 years that we have lived in Florida, trying to create a life we love. We bought this house, remodeled it from top to bottom. There is not a nook, cranny, or corner in this house that we have not touched. And we thought that that was what we loved. We thought that we were creating this house that we loved and that was going to be part of it. And now we don't want to live here anymore. We want to move again. We're still going to stay in Florida, but eventually we will be moving from this house to another house and probably start the whole remodel process over again. But it seems like once we move to Florida, our lives have been in some form or state of chaos since. And we both really want to create that life that we love and have a more calm existence and not be in such chaos all the time. I think for my mental health, I need that. And with something like this happening in our lives, it really puts things into perspective on how short life actually is. Now, Nick was only 28. He had a lot of life left to live. And I do feel like his story is very important. I would really like to tell his story because I think it would benefit a lot of people. And if I ever accomplish one thing on this channel, it's that I hope that somewhere along the way that I helped at least one person, even if that one person is myself. Nick's story is a cautionary tale. It is one of those stories where don't do this. Do the opposite. Nick's story is very sad. He spent most of his life trying to get it right, but always making the wrong choice. And those choices led him to have a very chaotic, tumultuous, that word is hard for me, crazy is another word, and sad life. But there are villains in Nick's story that I would never be able to paint in a positive light. And I'm one of those people, my personality is I always try to find the good in everything. I always try to find something positive, even in the most difficult situations. And there's just nothing positive about this one. And my life has enough drama in it than to purposely add more. I don't want to be harassed by anyone. I don't want to be worst case scenario, sued by anyone. So until I can figure out how to tell his story without bringing that on myself, I can't tell his story. But like I said, I do think it's important to tell his story, and I do think that it kind of, putting it out into the world kind of keeps him alive in some way. Because let me tell you, it is not fair that he is not here. It is not fair. So, mental health check-in. I am okay. I'm not great, but I'm okay. And that is my Thursday thoughts. Do all those things that people tell you to do. I mean, you know how YouTube works, I hope. And I will see you next Thursday.